Is recording?
Started.
What's up, everybody? Ninja Daddy here. Got my son Ryan here. He's going to be helping us make the video on this thing. But we're going to do the unboxing on this PROYAMA. It was like a 42, 43. We'll post a picture on there, the purchase of it. But it says heavy on there. It is kind of heavy. But it says multi-function tool. Why does it matter this weighs up? I don't know. Last night I had it stood up on end just to get out of the way, because it showed up yesterday late and it's raining off and on all day and it's fixing to get dark and I needed to cook on the grill, so I was like, I ain't unboxing it tonight. I thought about doing it while I was on the grill, but I was like, yeah, because I'll end up burning something. But it says fragile, which hopefully it ain't too fragile. You know, it is lawn equipment. Keep away from rain. Well, my PROYAMA chainsaw has been in the rain almost all the time. The only time I took it out of the weather was when I maybe didn't have a lot of wood sitting inside the house cut up, and we were going to have ice storms and all that this winter, and didn't know if a tree was going to fall or I was going to have to actually use it, and didn't want ice frozen on my chainsaw and the buttons all frozen up. But that was the only time I've taken it inside. And that's just stacking the boxes. But yeah, what else to say here? Some problems may happen. Engine cannot start. Two engines start easily when engaged. The trigger and engine stop. Parts broken by shipping damage. Missed parts. Do you feel like a 4-year-old when you're reading these Chinese stuff? It's like I'm learning to read again or something. I don't know. Please don't return or exchange product. That's pretty clear. Contact us. We give solution in 24 hours. Model PMT 43. Says PROYAMA Power FUL. 42.7 cc. It's got messed up by the weather. Saw with extension pole. New. At least new. That's what I paid for. And this was for like, like I said, we'll post what exactly we paid for it. I think it was free shipping. But we're gonna open this bad boy up, and we're gonna do a real review, because I watch a lot of reviews on this because I bought the saw and loved it, and because I bought the saw because I watched people that actually were professionals and had Stihl and Husqvarna and Echo and all this and comparing it to it, and I actually loved the saw based on their reviews. But the people I saw reviewing this, most of them just had like a little small property and didn't really get to use it. We got a lawn care business here, so we're gonna make some. This is just the unboxing, but we're gonna make some videos testing this thing out, because you know I've been buying Stihl for, man, I don't even know how long now, and they've been a good company, but it seems like their products are getting cheaper. The older Stihls, man, it's just like they never fail, no matter how old and crusty it got or whatever, until that cylinder wall wear it out and then the rings wore out on the piston. That thing would run. You didn't have to rebuild the carburetor. You didn't have to put a new bubble on it. You could just crank it up with a crusty ass, sorry for my language, bubble. Blank that out. But now the newer ones, some of them don't even have a crusty bubble, and they give you trouble starting sometimes. So, box within a box, I guess. Maybe I should pull that out. I don't know. It don't matter. Maybe this is the actual, there's still another box. This says pretty much the same stuff. Well packaged. Well packaged and protected. There's your chainsaw attachment. box of whatever. Probably all the other stuff, blades and things. Here's your handy extension pole on the thing. And that's one thing that people said they liked, is it's got this little clip-in thing. So even if you don't wrench down on this 10,000 pounds like we do on the steel sometimes to get it to stay in there good. Some people were liking that. And I've lost my steel extension pole I bought a carbon fiber one. I don't think they offer a carbon fiber for theirs. This is really light. I can't say it's as light as my carbon fiber was, but it's lighter than I believe the steel aluminum extension pole was, because I've had both. And then there's a pole for one of the, probably put on the saw, whatever you choose. You got a couple of them here. Glad to see that, because I was worried about that. You'd have to use the same pole for everything. But for pretty much the price of this, if I just went out and bought this at steel, I'll have to post the exact price, but I'm assuming I would, as big as this, I mean, it looks big because of all the plastic. It is a pretty big motor. Got a lot of cooling capacity. I like that. I like that I don't see a screen in the muffler and it's just a pipe coming out. I like that. Same thing with the chainsaw. It's just a pipe, two pipes coming out of it, which is a modification on chainsaws to increase power. Huge fuel tank. Holy cow! That that I noticed right away. It is big. Like, maybe I should have got the smaller one. I mean, there's a smaller one, and it's only like 30 bucks less, and it comes with an edger attachment, which this one didn't come with. But man, that's a massive fuel tank. It's a pretty massive motor. I'm imagining this thing got some power. I'm probably gonna have to buy the smaller one for the weed eater stuff, because you're not gonna want to weed eat with this, I don't think. That's a heavy motor. We'll have to put the specs up there on what the weight is. Everything feels sturdy. I like how they bolt this right into the thing, and then it still has the clamp, or it's like everything's double secured. I like that. It's like backing up. Like even if it's not premium quality, which it don't look bad, but there's like some rough scuff marks. It's not as pretty as steel would be, but with all their backups and everything, hopefully these shafts are really good quality. We're gonna put it to the test. I ain't seen nobody online put that to the test. One of the reasons I got this is this came with the brush cutter blade and this heavy duty motor. We do have some brush cutting and stuff to do. I guess this is my weed eater head thing. So that's all I've seen. Oh, there's the edger attachment. What? Let's get open and stuff. Now, one thing I noticed about this, even when I've seen other people using it, it just didn't look that long, and it isn't. I guess later when we use it, I'll compare it to the steel. Openings look about the same. The heaviness of this blade, it's very light, very light. I'm actually liking that. The steel, all this is super heavy duty. Hopefully this will hold up, especially if I abuse it, because I saw away at stuff with the steel. You know, anything that'll fit in here, I'll just, you know, people always get overgrown bushes and call you when it's taking over their house. And if it's anything this can't take, I'll just get up in there with a chainsaw and prune it out, and then come back with this. But
I mean, it's decent size, I'm guessing, you know, but this is weird how it has separate. I don't like that. I mean, it works, but with the steel, you just got one big thing you slide on. So that'll probably get lost if we leave it anywhere in the wind. That'll probably fly off somewhere. It's very light plastic. But I'm liking how light this is. Guess I have to get a pole on there to figure out that. Oh yeah, yeah. I need the pole on there for that part. Where it's bolted together here. They even have a safety pin in it. Nobody showed me that on any of the videos. I'm thinking I'm liking this locking mechanism. It's very simple. We'll see how well it works in the field. Trying to figure out what this one's for. Like this unlocks this. It's like a double safety mechanism or something. Like everything's double safety, and then like even when I put the pole in there, I'm gonna screw this screw in so that pole ain't going nowhere. And then I'm gonna tighten it down also. So I like that. It's got a grease fitting. Still's been getting away from the grease fittings. I don't like that because it don't seem they last as long. And I'm trying to find ways to get grease and oil in them to make them last longer.
Another reason I'm buying something like this, man, just trying it out. I mean, what do I got to lose? For the price of a power head, just a power head, I get all this other stuff. Even the stuff I don't even really want.
I think this thing even comes with a carrying bag. I don't think it's... I wonder if it's waterproof. What are your problems? We've been here this whole time. Like, what is your issue? You got your mama over here. You don't even know what you're doing, young man. It's my young pup. I guess he woke up from a nap. He's over here. PROYAMA. It's nice. And it even has like a nice durable outside and a waterproof inside. So I don't know how waterproof the zipper is because it's just a normal zipper. I guess maybe you could store it upside down. It'd be waterproof maybe. I may see how waterproof it is, and then in the future I'll probably camp dry it down or something to actually make it fully waterproof. I'll just leave that open for now.
That goes to that. I already got one of those with my chainsaw. And of course, the famous bottle. This one's got the orange pretty cats. Something I'll probably never use because and I actually like these headphones I got set with the chainsaw. They're decent. They're actually decent. I would not talk crap about that. And the gloves they're fair. I like them.
I mean, I think they're maybe as good a quality or better than these. They're probably made in China or Taiwan or somewhere. I don't know. That tag or somewhere. I don't see one.
I'll deal with the chainsaw part. Okay. Looks 10 inches.
It looks about the same as the, it claims 10 inches. I think still only claims 9, but it looks the same length as the still. It's probably claiming that everything or something back to here. But you're probably only going to get 9 inches out of the 10 inches. But that's fine for limbing. As long as the chain's good quality, and then maybe when the chain wears out, if this thing's the right size, it says 3/8 P 050G, so it's probably 0.05. I don't know. Has an oilable spinner on the end. or greasable, I guess. You could put the little grease thingy in there. That would have been a useful tool. I don't know if it comes with it.
There's that. I'll just throw it in there for now. There's the head part.
That bolt was barely on, probably shipping. Oh, I noticed something right away. It's got a solid metal, sort of like steel does. This seems a little more flimsier than steel. I don't know if it's going to crack easier, but it's definitely thinner than steel. Probably like, I would say half the size thickness.
But on the PROYAMA website, all this stuff is dirt cheap.
Well, I just did immediately notice it does have the new style chain sprocket. Like that. Alright, there's your oiler. There's your adjuster.
So we got all that on there.
See what these caps are like. I've hated Still's caps lately. Never liked them. They always spew gas on you when you open them. But they went to these new ones. The old ones had a locking mechanism, and if you don't lock it perfect, it can fall out and you lose it, especially if that little thing twists up. This ain't never going to twist up. I like that. Better than Still's little thing. Yeah, it sort of just dangles around, but I guess you can get it out the way if you really need to. Pour your oil in. But one thing I liked about the little thing is it lets the cap dangle down, but this is fine. That works. And you know, it looks cheap. And at least if it has pressure, hopefully the gas cap's this way, it didn't look. It'll blow down instead of out on your hand. Like the other ones, the old ones blew it out at you, toward you. So there's the chain. It looks about the same quality as comes on steel. There's the tooth. Let's see how it cuts. Looks like the same size comes on my steel.
Something hiding down here in the bottom of the box.
Someone might miss. I don't know if it fell out. Was it an extra bolt? No. I don't know.
We'll just lay it here.
Oh my gosh, so heavy. And one thing is, I hope this thing got the power, because it's as heavy as my more powerful steel stuff. But then you're paying a lot more money. So then this may even be a better value. Like the gas cap. I mean, this thing must drink some gas. This must be a powerful motor, because it's got a tank. I'm telling you. It says 2%, whatever that means, 50 to 1. 2% oil, I guess. And of course, it's flammable. PROYAMA. Customer service. PROYAMA.com. Even says this is hot on there. Save a sticker and never fall off. That's one thing I hate about all these stickers, man. They fade, they fall off. Whatever happened to just good old fashioned stuff like that. But yet again, the cap, if there's any pressure in here, it's gonna I just hold it away from me. It's not gonna get all over my hand. My hands smell like gas. Then I go to eat lunch somewhere, I gotta wash my hands 3 times. What the heck is that? It pushes that now. I have no idea. Maybe it's an option for not using that. This seems sort of clanky. Cheap. that could use some work. What you're actually touching. I don't mind if this is cheap looking or whatever. It looks sort of cartoony or something you get at a toy shop, but it's functional. It's pretty. Until I leave out in the weather all the time and we testing this thing. But beefy. I'm surprised about how heavy and big the motor was. It don't look that big online when you're ordering it, especially when you got all these little parts next to it and stuff. I'm definitely probably gonna next order the smaller motor so we can demonstrate how good the weed eating is, because unless we're weed eating something that's crazy with this, we're gonna need the power. I don't see it. I was hoping it would be light enough that Ryan wanted weed eater with it a lot, because his little light still weed eater runs when it wants to, starts when it wants to. When it runs, it runs. You get it started. It runs like a champ, but sometimes it's finicky. There's the book. Glossy outside. Service information, emission control warranty statement, federal emission control warranty statement, your warranty rights and obligations, the United States Environmental Protection Agency, I mean, it's basically just saying it passes U.S. stuff. So that's cool. I mean, whether it's a lie or a truth, I don't know. I didn't see no major smoke coming from the people running these things. It looked like it run like just any other two-stroke. Got some illustrations how to put stuff together, how to tighten your chain. There's the hedge trimmer. Even show you how to trim hedges a little bit. And the big details. So you're not using around power lines, children, your wife. Neighbors will say, no, don't cut that, and stick her finger up there and you cut her finger off. I don't know. There's an entire parts list breakdown. I don't think Still has that. I'm going to have to go back and look at my Still manual. But I don't think Still has that. And like I said, I've looked these up online. You can actually, that's the only reason I bought the chainsaw, because it's like if I buy it, I mean, one reason I bought it, it was $50 more than buying the fuel tank and handle on my Still Farm Boss, which was $150 some dollars. And so for $200 I bought a whole nother brand new chainsaw, and it come with 2 bars, and I think it's been a beast. Watch my videos on it. But we'll be doing more videos on it. We got some cutting to do. And there's another video coming up where Ryan was cutting with it, and he got all happy and cut down 3 trees I didn't want him to cut, but it's okay. We lived through it. The owner wasn't mad, so I'm not mad. Picture of the engine, how it goes on the pole, all that good stuff. At least the pole came in the engine. I didn't have to put that together. Put all that stuff in the free bag that they gave us. There's your nice brush guard. That's one thing I liked about it, how they had a good brush guard. It keeps from throwing junk all over you. Wow. Didn't know it came with this. Guess I did get the heavy duty model. That's why but yeah, this I don't even know. I guess that keeps it. I kind of think I like that, because I think with my Still one, it rubbed on my hip a lot. So that may be a cool feature. The padding's janky, man. It's cheap. I mean, oh, it's cheap. Cheap padding. It'll probably fall apart if you leave it in the sun. You're gonna have to keep that out of the weather. Definitely. I will keep that out of the weather. Or, I mean, unless y'all want to see it fall apart, then we'll do that. And then I'll just buy a better harness. And then y'all know what to buy as an upgrade. Comes with a huge blade. It's got a little rubber thingy on it, but I'm saying it's the same size as my Stihl. That. There's my weed eater here. On this thing. And I guess they got this like this, so if you want to use it for blade right away or weed eater right away, but we're gonna throw the weed eater on it and break it in, even if I gotta run it. And a nice blade. What's it say here? Got PROYAMA on it. You still got the branding going, man. I'm telling you. A 230 by 25.4 by 42. And it's got what appears to be carbide tip. I'm not gonna say it is because they're not black like normal or whatever, but at least some kind of different tip than what this is made out of. It's harder. That's for sawing through your bigger stuff. Comes with trimmer line, 2.4 millimeter by 15 millimeter. I was looking to see if they checked any of this stuff off. They didn't. B-Force products. I don't know. It's looking like a 0.80 to maybe a 0.90 trimmer line in American, whatever we buy in American here. It does come pre-spooled on there. There's a handle. It's not on there. We'll have to put on there. Here's your little toolkit. And if y'all want to watch somebody put all this junk together, I'll let y'all watch one of the other videos, because they do all that boring stuff and then they pretty much do nothing with it after they get it together. At least in my opinion. You know, I'm going to do a lot with it, but yeah, if y'all want to watch somebody put all this junk together, I mean, it's got an instruction book. It's going to be pretty much self-explanatory if you know what you're doing. And if not, I suggest you watch one of the other amateurs, go through all the amateur troubles that you will probably come across. Probably be a better video than me because I want to know more what I'm doing. Maybe not make as many mistakes. Teach you what you need to know. A little piece of rubber. Where did that come from? No idea. That's it for the unboxing, y'all. I'm going to put it together and then we'll start testing this thing and make another video. So, peace out. Thank you, Ryan, for being patient and coming and taking time to videotape. And he's going to be in some of the videos testing this thing out. So, y'all stay tuned. Y'all, I do like the headphones. They fit nicely over my hat, which a lot of them don't, even the better ones. The gloves are a little tight to start, but I think I can work with them. They'll probably stretch, but they are a little tight. Probably like a medium, I guess. One size fits all, as they say sometimes.
Yeah, those gloves match your entire outfit right now, basically.
Ooh, that's super sticky. That's like the normal rough stuff on my red gloves, and then it got the super sticky finger dip. And I do like that it comes all the way up to here, because on the other gloves, all in here, if you get anything wet there, it just sits right in. Almost depletes the purpose of having that. I don't even. This is a better idea for everybody else. Add some fuel. I don't even know if I've got enough fuel in my fuel tank to add all the fuel it needs.
We're also gonna see how much gas it takes and eats. Not completely on this side, it's a bit low.
What I had in there, about almost a half a gallon, I'd say. Not quite, maybe a third of a gallon. Alright, let's see. Choke. We got one of them bubbles. Way up under here. But I do like when they're under here because it protects it from the sun. Most distils bubbles are either up here or on the side, and the side's better, but when it's up here, the sun just eats it up, man. Especially when you're out doing lawn care all day. Let's see. Let's see if we can get the fuel up through the line. So I don't see anything yet. There we go, something coming. Overflow's going back. Alright. Start. I wonder if that's like a trigger. That's what that is. I wonder what that button was. It holds the trigger for you.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's sort of old-fashioned. Start, stop, hold the trigger. Your choke's manual over here. Still, it's sort of all in one chunk in it, and it messes up when it gets older, and you have a pain in the butt with it. The still one's beautiful when it's brand new. I don't know if you'll get a little less choke. You just tried to fire.
Got the trigger down, bro.
One, two, three pulls. It tried to fire. And I like the choke because another thing on the still, you can't adjust the choke. It's either full on choke, there's like a half choke throttle position, and then there's full off. So controlling on what to do. If it's not running right one day, maybe I got crappy gas or something, I can adjust that choke, lift it up a little bit. I like that. Seems to be running good. Hope y'all can hear me. I just gotta put my handle on. We're gonna have to come back. Let's do that, I guess. Alright, yeah. Well, we checked all the bolts down that end other than the ones we put on. And those were all super tight. I did check this one. It was a little loose. It's tight now. I checked these two. They were a little loose. This one, that one's pretty tight. That one's pretty tight. Check these again. A little bit more tightening. Maybe because it's two pieces of plastic. You see, I've already turned them a quarter turn. I turned that one about another eighth, and about that one another quarter. So those were loose. So that's something you want to double check. It's going to be important. But I guess we're ready. I mounted this at a little bit of an angle. So when I want to weed eat like that, I got this, because they don't give you a lot here. And I wish this was up higher because I'm tall. So for me to be perfectly flat, I'm going to have to lean over about right there. That's not good. So I may move this up maximum, move that back, and move that back, just for me. But for now, slide right up.
It's actually relatively quiet.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. Pretty still.
It runs really well and it's not loud. Like you could
Not
probably
even giving it full power. I'm just barely touching it. But what I noticed right away, you see me scalping everywhere. That round line. It's been so long since I've ran round line. I didn't realize how bad it sucks. But you see me, it's making me look like a noob, man. I'm just eating the grass up, eating the dirt. I mean, there's an anthill there, but I don't know. I feel like a noob with that round line. That other line spoils you because it cuts so good, I guess. But yeah, this round line comes with it. Not liking it. I mean, it's tough so far, but we're only cutting grass. We'll find out. We're gonna go down there to the garden.
and you could probably run this without earphones
Like
either.
a chainsaw though, it runs. You can't beat the motor on this thing. It's carbureted. I'm not adjusting anything. Just like my steel, I buy it and I run it and it goes. But a whole lot less. Thanks, Kevin. I got cat litter in mine. Should be wearing shades though, right? Not supposed to be dumping it there anyway. Yet there it is. What I am noticing though, thank goodness for that big giant thing, because it wasn't when I hit that cat litter. It wasn't supposed to be dumped there by my other son. It probably would have. It's all over there. But if it wasn't for that nice guard, that stuff, I would have been wearing it. You remember, he's like, sometimes you hit somebody who has a dog that takes a big doo in the yard, and you ain't paying attention, you whack it with that weed eater, you're wearing it. We'll find out if that big guard's in the way when we're doing professional work. But for now, it's a blessing. Thank you for that cat litter right there. It became part of the video. I think what we're going to do now, we're going to go down to the garden and whack what's down there. What I did notice up there is if I ran it faster with the round line, running it wide open basically, it did perform flatter and better. So the beauty, I guess, of line technology that they came out with today is you don't have to run the dog doo-doo out of your machine to get the same results. But this is also a lot of these Chinese machines people don't understand, but being the purpose of this video, I'm not going to try to baby it too much. Usually I spend all that money on a still. I'll crank it up, let it sit in the yard. I did with the chainsaw, the PROYAMA chainsaw video. This I'm just gonna, most people are just gonna get it and run it like they need it. So we're gonna find out if it's ready for what it's you know, made for. So I'm not gonna baby this as much. I'm not gonna try to murder it, but I'm not gonna baby it like I do my steel, because I'm spending, I mean, $200-300 some dollars, $400 on a power head, when I got this whole thing for less than that, you know. So Mr. Wasp was checking out my bright orange. Do you like the bright orange?
Your entire fit is bright orange.
Yeah, it's super bright. My chainsaw ain't that bright because we've been abusing it, but that's all for the purpose of showing how durable it is. So we're gonna go down here to the garden. I got some stuff grew up in the garden. I'm gonna whack it down and see how that goes.
Try not to whack his plants.
Try to put out an eyeball. First time it didn't just fire up. Let's see. I did bump the choke up. Maybe that had something to do with it. Yeah, I had the choke accidentally bumped up.
Personal error.
See, if I keep it about a little bit less than half throttle, this don't seem to shred off as much, and it does a better job. If I run it wide open, this seems to just snap right off. It's really, yeah, I don't know, it's too hard.
Maybe we need to soak it in water.
I didn't also, like I did the new line I just bought, I didn't soak this in water. Could be that this has been sitting in the warehouse really long. We will, I guess, soak this in water. This guard works beautifully.
I mean, dude.
It's catching some debris. I'm not sure why it has all these ridges where it just makes it better and sturdier. But I mean, even the steel little tiny thing catches debris. We'll see. It seems like it's going to give us a lot of leeway getting under bushes and stuff and still have a lot of protection. I'm loving it. I mean, look at my face. Is it covered?
No. Like,
And
you are
even
like
down
untouched,
here,
dude. Look at you. Look at his legs.
other than hitting the cat litter up there that went everywhere, and now you see it's cleaned off. That was the only thing that hit me in the eye, and that's just because it wasn't something normal anyway. But hopefully I don't get cat scratch fever in the eyeball or pink eye. I'm going to have to go take my antibiotics, eat some garlic and turmeric, ginger, onion, make sure my immune's up. But it does pretty decent on normal size stuff, and then we get into this bigger stuff, it's struggling. But it could be too that this line's just brittle from being dried out. That's something I learned about weed eater line. You can soak it in water when you first buy it, especially, and it'll make it more soft and supple and won't break off like that. So we'll have to try that out, come back and do some of this harder stuff, see what happens there. But for the most part, I'm pleased, and for the most of this, it was just less than half throttle. It's a powerful motor, and it did seem to be getting better power, so it's probably breaking in a little bit. We ain't really even used it yet, so but just that little bit right there, giving a little bit of punch at the beginning and then evening out over here. It seemed like the throttle control is a whole lot better now. I'm thinking the rings are sealing in a little bit, so hopefully as this thing breaks in, it'll be a running champion. And like I said, they usually make the tolerances so tight in these. Like, it's feeling pretty warm, but it's not over hot. I can put my arm on it. It's not burnt. It's hot. But I just about want to now pull it away because it's starting to get on really uncomfortable. But so far, not as hot as a steel and a normal thing like that. It does have a lot of cooling fins in there, which I was impressed with. You don't see that. The steel seems to be a lot more compact. Maybe for the gain of lightness. And I'm guessing with the weight of this power head and everything, it's actually, I mean, the motor's still heavier, but it don't feel as heavy, if that makes any sense. And in that way, I could still rest my arm on there, do one arm if I need to. I like that. It's still, I mean, it's as heavy as my most powerful steel I got now, maybe a little heavier, but the way they made this casing too, I don't feel the heat. With still the plastic casing so tight to the motor, you feel a lot of the heat through it.
But also all the heat just escapes to the...
But this probably lets a lot more air through here. And that's the reason this thing's staying cool. Even though it's brand new, breaking in is tight, and that's when motors get the hottest. No complaints on the motor at all. The motor's premium thus far. Like I said, I would prefer a bigger handle and maybe even a longer extension for the weed eater. But most people's not this tall as I am. We'll see while Ryan's running it, how he feels. We may, a lot of my weed eaters, I'll take up that last little ½ inch there and I'll move that back. That'll move back an inch. So that'll give us an inch more right there. You see what I'm saying? So that may fix our problem, but for now we're just using it the way it came out the box. I don't know, you want to do anything with it, see what you see? I mean, Got plenty of weedy spots, so you fine for now until we go on the job.
Yeah, fine for now.
Alright, well that's the weed eater attachment. We're like I said, we're trying to just break in the motor a little bit. See if it'll crank. Choke all the way down.
Oh, right up, dude.
Alright. Why? As big as that motor is.
I could stand behind it comfortably. I could stand behind it comfortably, run it, dude.
I really could run this. If I wasn't running it all day, I could run it. But if you're running it all day, you're still going to want headphones. But literally, if I'm just doing something quick, I won't even be that worried about grabbing a headphone with it. Yeah, I'm definitely loving that giant muffler they got on this thing. It is humongous compared to Still. Still got the tiniest little mufflers. And then they got that stupid screen that you always end up unscrewing or punching a hole in because it clogs up. Spark arrestor screen. I'm guessing this has spark arrestor, or maybe it won't get delivered to California. I didn't see a message. I know a lot of Chinese stuff before said you couldn't get it delivered to California and maybe a couple other states because of emission stuff. But this did come with a letter of emissions for American standards and all that, so it does have another emission certificate right here. When it was done in 24, and yeah. Just checked off something there, 42.7 cc. I guess that's the size. But yeah, so far I'm impressed. I mean, see what it used in gas. I mean, it's literally just only used, barely I can tell, a little bit of gas. But being that the rings ain't sealed, it's not going to be a... But have you seen any smoke coming out or anything? Me either. Like, even my Still smokes. So...
It's like running super rich and clean.
Well, I mean, the Still evidently runs rich for all the little tiny tailpipe they put on it. And then the money they charge you for all this. This thing has 3 times the tailpipe of the Still. I mean, the carburetor sticks out big. And it may be just a little bit heavier than Still, but for the money, man. I mean, what is behind me back here? You hear it?
The dogs.
Oh. Something's sneaking up on me. But yeah. Well, so far so good, y'all. And even this is a design. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a Still head. I don't see a grease fitting on this. But I'm wondering if I could just pull that out and put a grease fitting in. Because this seems to be the parts that hold it on to the actual thing. So I'm guessing that's where the grease fitting usually goes. And Still just has a bump there anymore. You're going to have to drill it out and put your own grease fitting if you buy a Still. At least this, I got the option of pulling the screw out and putting one in. I did see 2 grease fittings on my hedge trimmer attachment that came with this, so that's good. So there'll be an update on that also. I'll let you know if it's a weird size or something you can get local, or if you're going to have to order it online. But so far so good. Happy with it. We'll end the video here, and we'll do more as we're using the chainsaw and hedgerow attachments and all that stuff. Peace.